and welcome to the Cardano Community Podcast. In this conversation, Fulla, a technical analyst based in Australia who trades highly volatile assets, and I are going to talk about his trading methods in regards with Cardano, his view on the MOUs which IOHK signed last week, and finally, Cardano in general. Please don't hesitate in regards with leaving feedback, whether it's positive or negative. We want it. Hi, Fulla.
Hi, Max. Hi, how are you?
Very good. And you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good. It's great to be on the show. Thank you very much for the invitation.
No problem. It's a pleasure too. My first question is, how are you trading ADA? Like, are you swing trading it? Are you following the trends? Are you trading daily? How are you doing it?
I'm typically a trend trader. At the moment with BTC, performing the way that it is, it makes it especially hard to trade alts at the moment. But I do have a long-term holding of ADA, and I think that at the moment, no financial advice given here, but at the moment, it's a really great time to add to the long-term holdings of ADA. This kind of opportunity does not come around all that often. So that's largely what I'm doing. I'm dollar cost averaging into ADA at the moment. I'm looking for swing trades when I can see them. I don't trade leverage. So I've had some brilliant trades on ADA. They're all sort of outlined in my Twitter account across the time I've been trading for around 2 years. It's definitely a time. A lot of traders will say that sometimes the best trade is no trade. At the moment, with BTC pulling the shenanigans that it is, that's my theory at the moment. The best trade is no trade right now.
May I ask why you're not using leverage? Is there a specific reason?
I don't feel comfortable enough in my own skill to use leverage. A lot of traders will immediately go to leverage. They'll go to BitMEX or one of the other exchanges where you can trade with leverage. They overdo it and they lose their stack. I approach trading from a very patient, methodical sort of outlook. And to me, margin trading, it's something that I would certainly like to get into in the future, because I do realize that there's money to be made, and as a trader, that's essentially what I'm doing. But when I'm more confident in my skill set, I will definitely have a look at margin trading.
Okay, very interesting. When we talk about trading, are you using specific indicators, and if yes, which?
Yeah, absolutely. My common suite of indicators is I use RSI, Relative Strength Index. I use that. That's my common indicator on a chart. I'm also very fond of the Ichimoku cloud. And I've found great success with ADA using the Ichimoku cloud on the 6-hour time frame. In the past, it's been very reliable with some great what we refer to as Kijun bounces. It's when price action finds an equilibrium, and generally, I do consider myself a price action trader as well. There are a lot of different different aspects that you need to combine to be a successful trader. And price action is one of them. Candlesticks. I also trade patterns, but with ADA in particular, I've found that the Ichimoku cloud on the 6-hour time frame has been very reliable. So I use Ichimoku cloud. I use RSI. And if I'm looking for confirmation of an idea, if I have a trade idea and I would just like to, like further confirmation, I'll go to the Bollinger Bands as well, and moving averages, but primarily RSI and Ichimoku cloud.
Okay, very interesting. Now, in regards with Cardano in general, what's your vision about Cardano? How do you see it?
Well, Cardano, what drew me to Cardano was a scientific philosophy behind Cardano. It's not a lot of the projects that we find sort of coming and going from the crypto sphere don't have the same scientific rigor behind their development process, and so the vision I have for ADA is of course tied mainly to what I see it doing on the African continent, and being a real help, a real sort of step up for the unbanked in developing countries, not only African continent, Southeast Asia, and
India.
South America. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and these places that really do need, not only to be banked essentially, but to have financial services, to have identity services, to logistics and supply chain for their industries. I find that Cardano fits the bill. It's very, very promising, especially compared to some of the other projects that might attempt the same thing. It's I was first drawn in by by Charles Hoskinson. He is to ADA what Andreas Antonopoulos is to Bitcoin for me. Very very knowledgeable, very, very easy to understand. Wow. So that's where I see ADA in the future. I see it not so much as your Tron and your BitTorrents, being used by people who have plenty of money and plenty of time to muck around with crypto. I see ADA really giving a leg up to those who most need it.
Okay. In regards with that vision, how do you see Cardano in, let's say, 5 years, for example? Do you have some specific vision about it, how it will look like?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I imagine that with the introduction of Shelley and the decentralization, the inevitable decentralization of Cardano through Shelley, that things like Atala, I can see more sort of enterprise ideas being being used within Cardano, not just as a currency, as money, but like I said, being a financial system in itself. But I don't believe that there will only be Cardano, the same as I don't believe there will only be Bitcoin. I think that that there will be there'll be purpose use cryptocurrencies, and I think that ADA and Cardano will definitely sort of fill their niche.
Okay. In regards with Shelley, you were speaking about Shelley. Are you planning to run a stake pool or stake, or how will you basically be active in the Cardano ecosystem once Shelley is live?
I'm planning on staking. I won't be running a stake pool. I think I noticed that you do, though, Max.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Well, maybe there'll be some delegation going on there. But no, I do stake. I currently stake one other cryptocurrency with sort of success, and I'm looking forward to being able to stake my ADA. Because things like ADA is as well as trading in and out, like I said, I'm building a position. I'm building a long-term position. So staking is perfect for someone like me.
Okay. And finally, in regards with the recent MOUs IOHK signed, what's your vision about it? What could Cardano achieve in that space in regards with countries like Mongolia, countries like Georgia, or countries like Uganda, where IOHK has partnered with local entities?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic the work that is being done there. The MOUs were most certainly a welcome bit of news. I've been reading as much as I can about it. I think the initial idea of the pilot to do with professional credentials is a fantastic idea. That'll bring it'll bring accountability into the space. It'll make it harder to counterfeit, or adulterate, things that people have worked very, very hard to attain. So, and there will be like a cost saving on behalf of employers and universities and things like that. And that also, hopefully, through that period of verifying these credentials, that Cardano, the back end of that situation, will will get more and more use. But no, I think it's fantastic that places like Ethiopia, for example, with what IOHK have done with the I think it was 23 young women, Ethiopian and 3 or 4 Ugandan women, teaching them about blockchain, teaching them about Haskell, a small amount about Plutus. I think that that was actually one of the things that drew me towards Cardano, to tell you the truth. When I heard that news about them setting up that that development
educational program.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the things that really sets Cardano apart from the rest. You don't hear of other cryptocurrencies doing those types of things. And from a business perspective, from a perspective from where Charles and IOHK are coming from, what a brilliant idea to insert themselves into a country, into a culture, bring their people in, raise them up, educate them, employ them, and then have them on the ground in the country, working out ways to effectively use this thing. And of course, they'll make money along the way, but it's not about the money. It's about changing these people's lives. And I think, exactly. It's a really fantastic thing to do, and I see more and more things happening in the future like that. Even places like you said, Mongolia. There's a real problem in Mongolia with counterfeit medicine. I spent some time in China. I have ties in China, and counterfeiting is a problem. And to be able to verify if the medicine that you're buying for your 5-year-old who's sick, that it is actually going to do what the medicine should do, I think that's fantastic, and it's something that is needed.
Okay.
So that's my sort of vision for what is happening sort of over in Georgia, especially because Georgia is such a fantastic place. I've been reading about it. I didn't know a lot about it, honestly, before Cardano.
They are pretty advanced, actually. I didn't know that until they talked about it. Like IOHK talked about it, but yeah.
Exactly. It's a place that that has been war torn. It has had its problems, occupations and things. But what a fantastic government to firm up their police force, to bring their country from 112th or 13th in the world on the ease of doing business index to number 6. That's fantastic, and that goes to show what they're all about, what they're trying to rebuild. and rebuilding from scratch in certain circumstances. So it's fantastic that IOHK have come on board with that. And again, another example of Cardano doing things that no other cryptocurrency is doing.
Okay, thank you very much, Fulla. This was the conversation. You can find Fulla on Twitter at @crypto_Fulla. Thank you very much, Fulla.
You're welcome, Max. It was lovely. Thank you for having me.
Please don't hesitate in regards with leaving feedback about the podcast, whether it's positive or negative. We want it. Thank you very much for listening to the Cardano Community Podcast. Bye.
Bye.